Okay, I'll just wait 1 or 2 more minutes for others to join in and then get an example first. So,
What does
suppose
trivial means?
uh, it's a kind of bird. You know that, right?
What does trivial means? Trivial.
Oh, trivial. Trivial means it's very easy.
Unlogical, very easy.
Yeah, extremely easy to understand. But it's an extremely powerful principle, and we'll use it to solve some very tough problems.
Is it
So,
related to combinatorics?
yes. This is completely related to combinatorics. And before we begin, I'll just like to clear a misconception that permutations and combinations is not equal to combinatorics. Combinatorics is actually a much vast subject, and it includes a lot of things, and one of them is permutations and combinations. We have the pigeonhole principle, we have graph theory, we have a lot of other stuff. So,
The invariant
just
principle.
yes, if we have enough time today, we'll also briefly touch upon invariance and monovariance. Uh, let's see how much time we have. Okay, so back to the pigeonhole principle. So let's take a very easy example. So all of you guys know what musical chairs is, right?
Could you repeat what did you just tell?
Uh, all of you guys know the game musical chairs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you have some chairs
By the way, your board
arranged
is
in a
not
row and
visible.
my board is not visible.
Your video has
Okay.
stopped.
Yeah, your video has stopped
Oh,
actually.
okay. Hope it's visible now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we have a musical chairs, right? So we have, suppose, 5 chairs arranged in a circle and
It's
six
again
people.
not visible.
Okay.
Your video is
अरे
turning off.
वेबएक्स और whiteboard টা use करो सर.
It's on now.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So suppose we have 5 chairs arranged in a circle and 6 people moving around it. And now, when the music stops, these people need to sit on all these chairs, right? Now, one person, there will always be one person who cannot sit in a chair, right?
Yes, Bhaiya.
So basically, this is the pigeonhole principle. Now, we can state this more formally. Suppose you have n holes and n plus 1 pigeon. N is any natural number from 1 to anything. So you have n holes and n plus 1 pigeon. So it is guaranteed that
Are you writing anything on the board? Cause it's not visible.
no. I'm not writing anything. Yes. So yeah. So if you have n holes and you have n holes and you have n plus 1 pigeons, then at least one hole will have two pigeons or more. Uh, so this statement is quite obvious to you guys, right? And we can prove this very easily. So suppose none of the holes have more than one pigeon. That means there are, okay, I'll write this down. So, proof assume on the contrary that none of the holes have two or more pigeons. So that means a hole has at most one pigeon. And that means we have maximum n pigeons. But we already know that there are n plus 1 pigeons, so we have a contradiction. So the proof is quite simple. Now, we could have a more advanced form of pigeonhole principle, which states that if we have n holes and instead of n plus 1 pigeons, if we had k n plus 1 pigeons, where k is another natural number, then at least one hole will have k plus 1 pigeons or more. So I hope this is clear to you guys.
Yeah.
Fine. So basically
Have you
this
written
is the
after
pigeonhole
proof?
principle. And now we'll move on to some easy
What have you
problems.
written after proof?
Proof, I didn't write anything basically. So it's quite self-explanatory really. So if you have n holes and assume on the contrary that at most one hole has one pigeon, then the maximum number of possible pigeons is n. That's basically what I wrote. You can prove it yourself easily. Okay, so we'll move on
The how
to.
one whole plus two pigeons.
Could you repeat, please?
Last you told that kn plus one.
Yes.
Kn plus
So
one
if
pigeons are there, then one whole will have k plus one.
k plus 1
How?
pigeons, at least k plus 1 pigeons. Okay, so let's prove this again. So proof for this. So suppose no hole has more than k pigeons. We have n holes. Therefore, max number of pigeons
Dada, did you write, suppose no hole has more than?
has more than k pigeons. K is any natural number. K belongs to n. So maximum number of pigeons is obviously k into n, right? Because we have assumed that no hole has more than k pigeons and we have n holes. So maximum number of pigeons is kn. And our original statement had kn plus 1 pigeon. Kn plus 1 pigeons in our original statement. So obviously one of the holes must have more than k pigeons by contradiction. So is it clear to you guys now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to a few basic problems. So our first problem is very easy. It will take you like 1 second. So, okay, I won't even write this. You can do this mentally. So suppose we have a group of 101 people. Prove that there are at least 51 people of the same gender.
$51. Done.
51 people of the same gender, yes, at least.
But you're done. 101 can be written as 2 into 50 plus 1.
2 into 50 plus 1. Yeah. Okay.
Then another will be 51.
Okay, we'll again solve this by contradiction. So suppose there are no more than 50 men and 50 women. So we have two genders, right? So suppose the number of men is less than or equal to 50. Number of women less than or equal to 50. So max number of people equals 100. And we have 101 people over here. So in this case, these are the number of pigeons and these are the number of holes. So you have 100 holes and 101 pigeons, and so you can apply the pigeonhole principle here and say that one of the genders must have at least 51 people. There must be at least 51 people of the same gender. Sorry. So this was a very simple problem. We'll move on to a few tougher ones soon. Okay, let's do a relatively more complicated problem. So suppose we have a square of side 3 units. So we have a square ABCD of size 3 units. Now we select 10 points on or inside the square. So what you need to prove is the least distance between
Dada, what have you written after on?
Your video turned off.
You switched off your video.
We can't hear you.
He muted himself.
so we select 10 points on or inside the square. Okay, so instead of writing least distance, so prove there are 2 points whose uh, the distance,
2 or at least 2.
there are 2 points. The distance between which is at most root 2 units. So I'll repeat the problem. We have a square of 3 units and we select 10 points on or inside this square. Now prove that there are 2 points among these 10 points, the distance between which is at most root 2 units. So I'll give you guys 2 minutes to come up with a solution. A hint is you will need the pigeonhole principle.
Uh, Hello,
Yeah.
can I give my solution?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so this is a 3 into 3 square. So its area is 9 centimeter, 9 square units.
So you're dividing this into
9
1
squares, yeah.
plus 1 square. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
one square. So we know that the maximum distance of 2 points in a square is root 2. So
Yes.
if we put 2 points in a square, then the distance will be root 2 or less. So we have to put
Yes.
only 1 point in each square, but we have 9 squares and we have 10 points. So at least one square will have 2 points, and thus we will have 2 points whose distance is root 2 or less.
Yes, yes, exactly. Great. Did the others follow the solution? Okay, so let's write down the solution now. I'll just start. So let's take that square of 3 units, and so divide this into 9 1 cross 1 square. Now we have 10 points, and here we have 9 boxes. So here these are our holes. These are our 9 holes, and the 10 points are our pigeons. So by the pigeonhole principle, one of these boxes will have at least 2 points. Now consider a 1 cross 1 square. Now the maximum distance between 2 points in such a square is obviously when the 2 points are located
Diagonal
at the
distance.
diagonal. Yeah. So this is 1, and the diagonal distance is root 2. And hence that completes our proof. So did you guys follow this?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Great. So you need to be creative. Most of the times the pigeons and the holes will not be very obvious. So you need to construct them. Now let's take the same problem, and if we did a different construction, so suppose we have the 3 cross 3 square and we divided this into 9 such rectangles. So you divide this into 9 such rectangles, and again you apply the pigeonhole principle. So 2 points will be in the same rectangle. Now the distance between these 2 points, so this is 1 by 9 and this is 3. So this distance will be more than root 2. So this configuration obviously fails. So that's why it's important to choose your pigeons and holes properly. Okay, let's try a problem with a more number theoretic flavor now. So suppose you have a set S of m natural numbers.
N.
M, M for mango. So we have m natural number. So prove there is a non-empty subset subset of S such that the sum of it.
Can you write it a little bit bigger? I can't see.
Okay, I'll repeat the problem. suppose you have a set S of m natural numbers from A1, A2 up to An.
Are they
Now,
continuous?
there is continuous as in
Suppose 1, 2, 3 like this.
no. They are just m natural numbers. They can be anything. So prove that there is a non-empty subset of S such that the sum of its elements is divisible by m. So see this with an example. So suppose you have the set. Suppose m is equal to 3. Now we have the set 4, 5, 6. Now
Your video again turned off.
Excuse me, Dada, can you please just explain the pigeonhole principle again? I was getting disconnected.
okay, so the pigeonhole principle, okay, actually you can see the recording of the video later on. Okay, I'll just explain it in 1 minute. So suppose you have n holes and n plus 1 pigeons, then one of the holes will have at least 2 pigeons. Clear? Okay, I hope that was clear. So now moving on to this problem, we took the set S as 4, 5, 6. Now if we take the subset 4, 5, the sum of all the elements here is 9, and 9 is divisible by 3. Or we could have just taken 6, and it is divisible by 3. So basically, if you have such a set, you need to prove that you can select such a subset, the sum of elements of it is divisible by
You
n.
always need
Okay, I'll
to
give you
take
guys
consecutive numbers.
2-3 minutes to try this.
Is the
No. They can be any natural number.
Consecutive numbers.
No. Oh, sorry, I took 4, 5, 6. Right? You could just take say 3, 29, 45. So if you take 329, 45, 45 is just divisible by 3, 3 is divisible by 3. You could take 3, 45. Whatever. So I'll give you guys. Okay, yeah. So you want to share your solution?
But 3 comma 29, if we take subset 3 comma 29, but 3 plus 29 is
Yes, that will not be valid. But
There is all. It is mentioned at least one means there are at least one
at least one, yeah.
non-empty.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Great.
The meeting will end in 5 minutes, so everyone please rejoin after.
Okay, so let's try to solve this now. I'll So many of you may not be familiar with modular arithmetic, so we'll just keep those notations for now. So suppose A1 is of the form Km plus K1L plus L1. So it basically means that if you divide A1 by M, the remainder is L1 and the quotient is K1. So we'll write these sums like this: A1 plus A2 is equal to K2M
A1 is
plus
equals to
L2. K1M plus L1, which means that if you divide A1 by M, the quotient is K1 and the remainder is L1. Clear? So we do that for A1 plus A2 plus A3 is equal to K3M plus L3, and we move on and on and on. So A1 plus A2 up to AM is equal to KM M plus LM. Now consider the remainder. So what are the possible values of these remainders? So you could have, so if you have 0, the problem is obviously solved, right? If L1 is 0, then you already have such a sum which is divisible by M. So the remainders can be from 1, 2, 3 up to M minus 1. And we have M such sum.
Why M minus 1?
If you divide a number by M, the maximum remainder can be M minus 1, right? It can be M. Then it will just be 0. Here.
Yeah, clear.
So let's say okay, great. So here these sums are our regions and the number of remainders are our wholes. So how does this work out? So consider L1, L2, Lm. So we have M numbers over here, right? And these are from 1 to M minus 1. So two of the numbers must be same by the pigeonhole principle, right?
Yeah.
So suppose Li equal to Lj. So I and j are any number, are two distinct numbers from 1 to n. So if Li equals Lj, okay, we'll use numbers for now. So suppose L2 is equal to L3. So what we could do is we could subtract the third sum, we could subtract the second sum from the third sum. So we have A1 plus A2 plus A3 and we have A1 plus A2. Now if we subtract equal to Lj, consider the sums A1 plus A2 up to AI. This is equal to KIM plus Li, and consider the sum A1 plus A2 up to AJ.
Here we have to consider now one that either I is greater than J or J is greater than I.
Okay, let's assume that J is greater than I here. Okay, so I not equal to J, J is greater than I. So A1 plus A2 up to AI is KIM plus Li, and A1 plus A2 up to AJ is KJM plus LJ. Now this is 1 and this is 2. So subtracting 1 from 2, we get ai plus 1 plus ai plus 2 up to aj, and this is equal to kj minus ki m plus lj minus li. Now we know that lj is equal to li, so this is basically 0, and this sum is kj minus kl m. So basically this sum is a multiple of m, and hence that concludes our proof. So do you guys have any questions regarding this?
Dada, here you can and G are equal. Li and
Li is equal to lj, yes. So you
Dada, if Li and L are not equal, then
we already established that two of L1 to Lm would be equal.
Because they are m remainders and they have possible till m minus 1 cases, so at least one
Yes,
two
yes.
will be same.
okay.
Yeah. We have m remainder. Yeah. Yes, we have. Yes. You could do that more easily. So this shows the pigeonhole principle quite nice. Okay, so our next problem is a kind of word problem, like problem sums which you had in class 3 or 4. So what you need to do here is transform this into a mathematical problem and then solve this. So the problem goes like this. Prove that if there are 6 people in a room, three of them are all friends, or three of them are complete strangers. So we'll assume that if there are 2 people, they are either friends or they are strangers. So in such a case, suppose there are 6 people in a room. Now you need to prove that
I
some
hear
3
your
of them.
video.
Oh, acha. Okay, so if you have 6 people in a room, you need to prove that 3 of them are either all friends or 3 of them are complete strangers to each other. So is the problem clear to you guys? No. No other condition. Just that 2 people are either friends or strangers. It's a binary.
I like if I am your friend, then you are also my friend, right?
Yes. It is commutative.
I have solution, so can I share it?
Can I also share it?
Okay, so could you guys provide a more mathematical or combinatorial version of this problem for?
No, I just did it like this. I consider one person as a constant, and according to them, either they can be his friend or a stranger to him. So 3 into 2 plus 1, so there are at least 3.
Okay, no, but you need to prove that if you take a set of 3 people, then they are all friends or strangers. So what you're doing is you're considering one person, and then so you can say that one person will have at least 3 strangers or 3 friends. But you can say that 3 people, if you take 3 people, they are all friends or they are all strangers.
Their background noise is coming.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so do you want to show it on paper or do you just want to say? Okay, okay. You were breaking up a bit. Okay, so what you can do is you can send the solution to me personally and I'll check it later on. You were just breaking up a bit. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so moving on to the solution, let's write this as a more combinatorial problem. So suppose you have 6 points. Okay, instead of plane, we'll just say a piece of paper for now. Some of you might not know what a plane is. So suppose you have 6 points on a piece of paper.
Is it another question or an interpretation of that question only?
An interpretation of this question. So suppose you have 6 points on a piece of paper. We connect all the 62, that is 15 pairs, with red or blue lines. To that there will be a triangle. So suppose you have 6 points on a piece of paper and we connect all the 15 such pairs with either red or blue lines. Now you need to prove that there will be a triangle which is made up of the same color. So a triangle which has three lines of the same color. Now do you guys understand why this problem is analogous to the previous one?
Yeah, because if we draw a line, both the points will be connected with the same color. In it that if I'm a friend with him, he's also a friend with me.
Yes.
Yes.
So for those of you who couldn't understand why both the problems are basically the same, so there were six friends. Here we are considering them as 6 points. Now define friendship as a blue line. Okay, define friendship as a red line, and define stranger as a blue line. So two people or 2 points are either connected by a red line or a blue line. Now, if three people are all friends, that means they are connected by in a triangle, in a red triangle. And if three people are all strangers, then that means they are connected by a blue triangle. So I hope that was clear to you guys. Okay, I'll give you guys 1 more minute and then we'll move on to the solution.
I can just prove that there will be at least 8 lines which have the same color.
Okay, uh, that's nice. Yes, you can say that obviously because you have 15 lines. Okay, give me a minute. I'll just see it.
Your video's gone.
Okay, I'll tell you why that solution is slightly incorrect later on after the class. So we'll move on to the solution to this. Don't worry, this is not a cyclohexane. This is a 6 point. Okay, so let's connect all of them.
Why are we taking a
Okay.
polynomial type form? Because it can be collinear also, right?
Yes, it can be, but you can do it in any way actually. This is the same thing. Either way you do it, it's just the same. This is just easier to show graphical diagram. Okay, so consider these 5 lines AS, AE, AD, AC, and AB. So out of these 5 lines, by the pigeonhole principle, 3 of these will be of the same color. That's pretty easy to see. So we can assume by symmetry here that AB, AC, and AD are of the same color. This is a very nice thing that you can do with several PHP problems. You can assume
What symmetry? What can you do? What did you do with symmetry?
Symmetry, it basically means that you can select any 3 points and proceed with the proof. So if you select AS, AE, AD, or if you select AE, AD, AC, it doesn't matter. So you can just select any 3 of these points and proceed with the solution. So for our purposes, we select AB, AC, and AD. You can do it any other way. So then AB, AC, AD are of the same color. Okay, let's say they are blue. So you have AB, right? You have AC, and you have AD of the same color. Now consider BC, CD, and BD. Now this line is blue, AB, AC is blue, and AD is blue. Okay, I'll just write BL for blue. Now if BC is blue as well, then we have a blue triangle over here of ABC. If CD is blue, we have a blue triangle of ACD. If BD is blue, then we have a blue triangle of ABD. So we'll solve this by contradiction. Suppose that none of these 3 lines are blue. that means all of these three lines are red. So BC is red, CD is red, and BD is red. Therefore, we have a red triangle anyway. So that's our contradiction. Was that clear, or should I explain it once again?
Once again.
Okay, I'll explain it once again.
From the
Scenario.
starting of the symmetry part.
Okay, so symmetry is okay. I'll explain it from the beginning. Okay, why am I starting off? So we were considering the line. We were considering the line AS, AE, AD, AC, and AB. So we have 5 lines. Now, by the pigeonhole principle, 3 of these lines will be of the same color. Now you can select any 3 lines and proceed with the proof, because this figure is actually symmetric. So it doesn't matter if you select AS, AE, AD, or AE, AD, AC, or AE, AC, AB, it doesn't matter, because they're all connected to each other. So this figure is perfectly symmetric. So we'll assume that AB, AC, and AD are the 3 lines with the same color, and we'll assume that that color is blue. So we have AB as blue, we have AC as blue, and we have AD as blue. No triangles in this figure which have the same color for all the 3 lines. So if AB is blue and AC is blue, then BC cannot be blue, because then we would have a blue triangle of ABC. So if BD were blue, then we would have a blue triangle of ABD. So therefore this has to be red as well. But now consider the triangle BCD. Now BC is red, CD is red, and BD is red as well. So we have a red triangle over here. And therefore that's a contradiction to our original claim. Yes, absolutely. You will actually need to transform this problem into something like this, because otherwise it in last year's RMO there was also a kind of problem which had to convert into graph theory and then solve. Okay, speaking of RMO, let's move on to an RMO problem now. This is actually 2018 RMO, I think, so Juanis will be able to recognize this. Okay, share my screen in a while.